This moment you are living right now is not ordinary, and the message reaching you at this exact time is not a coincidence. There are moments in life when the veil between the natural and the divine feels thinner, when something within you senses that you are standing on the threshold of a shift you cannot fully explain yet deeply feel. That is what this moment is. You are not hearing this by chance or random timing. There is a divine appointment unfolding, and you have been aligned to hear this message because something within your destiny requires your attention before the days ahead unfold. There is a reason this message found you before the 25th of November, and it is because you are being positioned for a new chapter, a new realization, and a new level of spiritual and personal awakening. There are seasons when life feels predictable, where days pass with familiar patterns, but then something interrupts that rhythm, a whisper, a tug, a thought that seems to rise from somewhere higher than your own mind. This message is that interruption. It is a sign that you are being called to awareness. Somewhere in the unseen, something concerning you is shifting. The timing of this message is a signal that you are being prepared for a moment of divine alignment that will influence the direction of your path. Before certain blessings can manifest, before certain opportunities open, and before certain breakthroughs are released, your spirit must be awakened and positioned correctly. And that is what is happening right now. You are being awakened to the truth that there is more for you than what you have settled for, more than what you have experienced, and more than what currently surrounds you. There is more strength within you, more grace upon you, and more purpose ahead of you than you realize. This moment is a reminder that destiny is not passive. It calls, it nudges, it interrupts, and when destiny calls, it often sends signs, messages, and confirmations at the exact time when the soul is most ready, even if the mind does not yet understand the urgency. You may not fully know why you are hearing this now, but something in your spirit recognizes the pull. Something inside you knows that this is not a random moment. You may have been feeling tired, discouraged, delayed, overlooked, or unsure of your next step. You may have felt like you were waiting for a sign, a confirmation, or a word that reminds you that you are still seen, still guided, and still aligned with a greater purpose. This message is that reminder. It is the confirmation that heaven has not forgotten you, that your journey is not invisible, and that every step you have taken, whether steady or trembling, has been leading you to a pivotal point. There are times when the divine prepares a person quietly, behind the scenes, long before the breakthrough becomes visible. Sometimes the preparation feels like pressure. Sometimes it feels like isolation. Sometimes it feels like silence. But when the preparation is complete, a message arrives that signals the shift. And hearing this before the 25th is a sign that something is completing, something new is forming, and something greater is beginning to unfold on your behalf. The timing matters because this is not just information, it is activation. What you are receiving right now is meant to awaken your awareness, elevate your expectation, and prepare your spirit for what is coming. You are being congratulated not because everything is perfect, but because you have reached a moment of readiness. You have endured enough, grown enough, and matured enough to receive what is being prepared for you. And this message reaches you now to let you know you are not late, you are not behind, and you are not forgotten. You are right on time, aligned in this moment by divine intention, chosen to hear this before the next chapter unfolds. You are chosen for this moment in a way that goes deeper than chance or timing. There are seasons when life feels still, as though nothing is moving, yet beneath the surface something powerful is shifting, preparing you for what comes next. This is one of those seasons. You are being separated from old limitations, past disappointments, and the quiet fears that once held you back. You are being called into a new awareness of who you are becoming. When a person is chosen, they often do not feel qualified, ready, or strong enough. But being chosen has never depended on your feelings. It has always depended on divine intention. You are being reminded that you are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your struggles. You are defined by purpose, and purpose chooses people long before they understand why. There is something about you, your resilience, your heart, your willingness to rise again, that has drawn divine favor toward your life. You may not see the full picture yet, but there is a reason this message was meant for your ears. You have been selected to step into clarity after confusion, strength after weakness, and courage after discouragement. This moment is the unfolding of a quiet calling that has been echoing within you for some time, even during the moments when you doubted your own worth or questioned your own path. Being chosen doesn't always come with loud announcements. Sometimes it comes as a whisper, a pull, a moment like this that awakens something deep within you. You are being invited to recognize that your life is moving into a season of purpose-driven direction. The delays you experienced were not denials, they were preparations. The people who left were not losses, they were lessons. The struggles you faced were not punishments, they were shaping you for the strength required to walk into the next level prepared. You are chosen to rise above what once held you down. You are chosen to see possibilities where others see limits. And most of all, you are chosen to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be, without apology, without fear, and without hesitation. There is a shift taking place in the spiritual atmosphere around you, and even if you cannot fully define it, you can feel it. Something within you senses that life is preparing to move in a new direction, and the uneasiness or restlessness you've been feeling is not a sign of trouble. It is a sign of transformation. When a shift begins, it often starts subtly. Your thoughts begin to change, your desires evolve, your priorities rearrange themselves, and things that once felt comfortable start to feel too small for who you are becoming. This inner stirring is not random. It is happening because you are being aligned with something greater, something that requires a renewed level of focus, intention, and spiritual sensitivity. The atmosphere around you is preparing you for changes that will not just touch one area of your life, but multiple areas simultaneously. This kind of shift is not about what is happening around you as much as what is awakening within you. Your spirit is being tuned to a higher frequency, one that demands greater clarity, greater strength, and greater alignment. You may notice that certain habits no longer feel satisfying, certain environments no longer feel right, and certain conversations no longer resonate with where you are headed. That is the spiritual atmosphere redirecting you. It is preparing you to release what no longer serves your growth so that you can receive what has been waiting for you. And as this shift becomes stronger, you'll begin to notice signs, subtle confirmations, unexpected insights, and moments of clarity that remind you that you are not alone in this transition. You are being guided, supported, and positioned for what comes next. This shift also requires your willingness to trust what you feel, even if you cannot yet explain it. You may not have all the answers, but you are not meant to. What matters now is awareness. Your spirit is being awakened to possibilities that were once hidden, opportunities that are now forming, and blessings that are already on their way. The shift is not coming to overwhelm you, it is coming to elevate you. You are being lifted into a new level of purpose, and the atmosphere around you is aligning to make room for the person you are becoming. There are patterns in life that try to hold you in the same place, repeating the same struggles, the same doubts, and the same limitations. These patterns often form quietly, shaped by past experiences, disappointments, and fears that you carried longer than you realized. But there comes a moment when those patterns begin to break, not because you fought harder, but because a deeper truth began to rise inside you. That truth is awakening now. You are reaching a point where what once held power over you no longer controls your steps, your decisions, or your identity. Every cycle that made you feel stuck, every barrier that made you second-guess yourself, and every internal voice that whispered, "not yet," is losing its authority. You are stepping into a season where clarity overcomes confusion and purpose replaces hesitation. As these patterns break, you may feel an internal shift, almost like you are shedding layers that no longer belong to you. This is not weakness, it is freedom. When the old patterns crumble, they make room for strength that comes from deeper understanding and renewed faith. You begin to see that your past struggles were not signs of failure, but signs of pressure forming a stronger, wiser version of you. The negative cycles that once felt unbreakable start to fade because your spirit is rising above them. You are no longer the same person who tolerated doubt, fear, or delay. A new level of confidence is emerging, not built on pride, but on the realization that you were always meant to outgrow what once held you. This moment is your confirmation that breakthrough does not always come through dramatic events. Sometimes it comes through a quiet change in the way you think, believe, and expect. And that shift is happening now. You are stepping out of old limitations and into a new level of freedom that will influence every part of your life. The chains that once felt heavy are falling off, the doubts that once felt loud are growing silent, and the obstacles that once intimidated you are being reduced to stepping stones. This is your season to break free from every pattern that tried to restrict your growth. You are not being held back anymore. You are being released into the fullness of your potential. Elevation is calling you, and although it may feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable, it is exactly the direction your life is meant to move toward. There comes a time when staying where you are no longer matches who you are becoming, and this is that time. You are being pulled higher into clearer thinking, stronger conviction, and deeper purpose. Elevation is not just about rising above circumstances. It is about rising above old versions of yourself. It requires the courage to leave behind the mindsets, insecurities, and limitations that once shaped your choices. You may feel the stretching of this season, the internal pressure that comes when you are being prepared for more, and that pressure is not a sign of resistance. It is a sign of growth. Stepping into elevation means allowing yourself to believe that you are worthy of higher ground. It means understanding that you are not defined by where you started, but by where you are destined to go. Many people miss their moment of elevation because they remain attached to comfort zones that no longer serve their future. But you are being guided out of those spaces, not because they were bad, but because they are too small for the greatness unfolding within you. Elevation demands discipline. Discipline to guard your thoughts, protect your peace, and focus on what truly matters. It requires you to be intentional with your time, your energy, and your environment, because the next level cannot be reached with the habits of the previous one. You are being prepared to rise above distractions, above negativity, and above every attempt to pull you back into what you have already outgrown. This is a season of clarity where your purpose becomes more visible, your decisions become more aligned, and your path becomes more defined. As you move into this new level, you will notice certain things falling away, not to hurt you, but to lift you. Elevation often requires separation because everything and everyone cannot go where you are going. You are stepping into a higher expression of who you were designed to be, and this moment is marking the beginning of that rise. Your life is shifting upward, and everything within you is being strengthened to meet the height of your calling. Divine favor is beginning to move toward your life in ways you may not fully see yet, but you can feel the signs of it rising around you. Favor does not always announce itself with loud moments or immediate breakthroughs. Sometimes it starts quietly, shifting conversations in your favor, aligning opportunities behind the scenes, and preparing open doors that you have not even knocked on yet. This is the season where unseen hands are arranging things on your behalf. The delays you experienced were never a denial. They were a setup for perfect timing. There are opportunities forming that have your name on them, blessings being prepared that no one else can claim, and breakthroughs approaching that will happen not by your strength alone, but by divine orchestration. When favor is released, things that once seemed difficult become achievable, and paths that once felt blocked begin to clear. You may begin to notice unusual moments of ease in areas that once felt heavy. Conversations may shift in your direction. People may show up unexpectedly with help, information, or connections that lift you forward. These are not coincidences. They are signs that favor has gone ahead of you. You are stepping into a season where what you touch will begin to flourish, where your efforts will produce more than the work you put in, and where your value will be recognized in ways you once hoped for but couldn't quite imagine becoming reality. This favor is not just about external blessings. it is also about internal confidence. It is the quiet assurance that you are supported, guided, and strengthened by something greater than human effort. It is the awareness that you are walking in a flow where things begin to align with purpose instead of resistance. You are moving into a chapter where doors you thought were closed will open, where opportunities long overdue will finally arrive, and where the blessings that belong to you will locate you without struggle. Something good is moving toward you, something prepared for this exact season, and hearing this now is your confirmation that divine favor is already on its way, ready to unfold at the moment you need it most. Strength is rising within you in ways you may not fully recognize yet, but it has been building through every challenge, every waiting season, and every moment you thought you wouldn't make it. The journey you've walked has not been easy, but it has been purposeful. Every setback has stretched you, every disappointment has shaped you, and every silent struggle has taught you endurance. Even when you felt weak, something inside you kept pushing, kept believing, kept hoping. Even if that hope flickered like a small flame, that persistence is proof that you carry a resilience far deeper than you've ever acknowledged. You are stronger today because of everything you've endured, not in spite of it. This strength is not loud or aggressive. It is steady, grounded, and deeply rooted in the realization that you have overcome too much to go back to who you used to be. You have learned to stand even when circumstances shook you, to breathe even when worry pressed on your chest, and to move forward even when uncertainty clouded your vision. Strength like that isn't learned in comfort. It is formed in the moments when you had no choice but to trust that something greater was carrying you. This inner power has been quietly preparing you for the next chapter of your life, one that will require confidence, clarity, and courage. You may not always feel ready for what's ahead, but readiness isn't always a feeling, it's a state of becoming. And you have been becoming stronger, wiser, sharper, and more aware with every step. The storms that once overwhelmed you no longer have the same power. The doubts that once paralyzed you are losing their voice. You have walked through enough darkness to value your light, and you have faced enough pressure to recognize the strength that now lives within you. This is your confirmation that you are capable of handling what's coming next. You are equipped, supported, and empowered. Your strength is not temporary. It is the foundation for the breakthroughs, opportunities, and blessings that are waiting for you just ahead. Strength is rising within you, even in moments when you feel tired or uncertain, because every challenge you have faced has been preparing you for the path ahead. You may not always recognize your own resilience, but it shows in the fact that you are still here, still standing, and still reaching for something greater. Strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet, steady, and patient. It shows up when you keep going despite setbacks. It shows up when you choose hope over fear, or when you continue believing even when circumstances give you every reason to doubt. The journey ahead requires a renewed level of inner strength, and that strength is being renewed even now, in subtle ways that will soon become clear to you. Everything you have survived has added something to you: wisdom, resilience, patience, maturity, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. You may not realize how much you have grown, but the growth is visible in your clarity, in your choices, and in your awareness of what you will no longer tolerate. Strength is forming from every difficult chapter that once made you question your purpose. Instead of breaking you, those experiences built you. They shaped a version of you that is now capable of handling the blessings and responsibilities that are coming. Life has been stretching you, not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. What once felt heavy will soon feel light, because you are stepping into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. The strength you carry now is going to guide you through the changes ahead with confidence and steadiness. You are entering a season where you will look back and realize that the tough moments were not the end of your story. They were the foundation of your breakthrough. You are being equipped with the emotional grounding, spiritual awareness, and mental stability needed to move forward with boldness. You are stronger than you know, stronger than you feel, and stronger than anything that tried to stop you. And as this inner strength continues to rise, you will notice that challenges shrink, obstacles lose their power, and decisions become clearer. Your strength is not just returning, it is multiplying, preparing you for everything that is about to unfold in your favor. Alignment is becoming more important in your life than ever before. And this season is calling you to bring your thoughts, decisions, and intentions into harmony with your purpose. There comes a moment when you realize that not every path is meant for you, not every voice deserves your attention, and not every opportunity aligns with where you are being led. This moment is guiding you toward clarity. Clarity about what strengthens you, what drains you, what pushes you forward, and what pulls you back. Alignment is about recognizing that your destiny unfolds fastest when your inner world matches the direction you want your life to move, when your words agree with your goals, when your habits support your growth, and when your choices reflect your values. Life begins to flow instead of resist. You may feel a gentle pull, encouraging you to release distractions, unhealthy attachments, or patterns that keep you in cycles you've outgrown. This isn't about loss. It's about making room. When you align with purpose, you create space for divine guidance, fresh ideas, and new possibilities to enter. You begin to understand that everything in your life is connected. Your mindset, your environment, your relationships, and your expectations all work together to shape your future. And when any part of your life is out of alignment, you can feel it. You feel the tension, the resistance, the sense that something is off. This feeling is not meant to discourage you, but to guide you back into balance. As you step into this next chapter, alignment will be the key that unlocks opportunities you couldn't reach before. When your inner world is centered and focused, your outer world begins to shift in response. You attract better conversations, healthier relationships, wiser decisions, and clearer direction. You begin to see that alignment is not about perfection. It is about agreement between who you are, who you want to become, and what your spirit knows is possible for you. This is the season to elevate your standards, to guard your thoughts, and to be intentional with your steps. The more aligned you become with your purpose, the faster your life will move toward breakthroughs, open doors, and divine timing that unfolds effortlessly. There is a time-sensitive blessing moving toward your life, and the timing of when you hear this message is not accidental. Some breakthroughs are released in specific seasons, and some opportunities open only when the heart is ready and the spirit is aligned. You are in a window of divine timing where something is being prepared for you, something that requires your awareness and expectation before it arrives. Hearing this before the 25th is not about a date on the calendar. It is about a spiritual marker, a moment where the atmosphere around you is shifting in your favor. This is the kind of blessing that does not wait indefinitely. It responds to readiness, faith, and willingness to receive. You may sense a subtle urgency in this moment, a feeling that something is approaching even if you cannot identify what it is. That feeling is real. It is the quiet signal that a change is on its way, an opportunity, a breakthrough, an answer, a release from something that has weighed heavily on you. There are seasons where blessings move slowly, and there are seasons where blessings accelerate. You are entering a season of acceleration, where what once took months may take weeks, and what once felt distant may suddenly come within reach. This blessing is not random. It is connected to your journey, your endurance, and the growth you've experienced leading to this point. To receive what is coming, your heart must remain open, your mindset must stay expectant, and your faith must stay active. Doubt tries to convince you that nothing is changing, but timing reveals that everything is shifting in the unseen. Something is aligning for your good, something is preparing to unlock, and something that belongs to you is getting ready to find its way into your hands. This is not the moment to shrink back or question your worthiness. This is the moment to stand firm, to believe boldly, and to recognize that you are entering a divine window where blessings move faster, doors open smoother, and breakthroughs unfold with perfect precision. This message is your confirmation that a time-sensitive blessing is on its way, and you are being prepared to receive it exactly when you need it. This is the moment to declare victory over your life, not because everything is perfect, but because something powerful has been set in motion on your behalf. You are stepping into a season where what once felt impossible will begin to take shape, and what once seemed distant will start moving closer. Victory begins internally long before it becomes visible externally. It starts with the decision to believe that you are worthy of breakthrough, worthy of peace, worthy of abundance, and worthy of the new chapter unfolding before you. This message is not just an encouragement, it is a declaration that your life is shifting from survival to success, from waiting to receiving, and from uncertainty to clarity. You are being positioned for outcomes that will confirm just how far you've come and how much strength you truly carry. As you step forward, you will notice old fears losing their grip, old doubts fading into silence, and old limitations no longer holding any authority over your future. Victory does not mean that challenges will disappear. It means you will rise above them with a new sense of confidence and resilience. It means you will begin to see opportunities in places where you once felt stuck and solutions in situations where you once felt overwhelmed. This is the beginning of a shift that will touch your mind, your spirit, and every area of your life connected to your purpose. You are not stepping into this season alone. You are stepping into it with divine support, with renewed strength, and with the assurance that every step forward is guided. Let this moment be your confirmation that you are not defeated, you are not forgotten, and you are not overlooked. You are stepping into victory because you have endured, you have grown, and you have stayed faithful even when you felt weary. The path ahead is opening, and every obstacle that once stood in your way is losing its power. You are rising into a higher version of yourself, stronger, clearer, and more aligned than ever before. Nothing can stop what has been divinely set in motion for you. The chapter ahead will reveal breakthroughs, blessings, and opportunities that affirm your growth and honor your journey. Your victory has already begun, and now it is unfolding step by step before your eyes.